Hi girls, welcome to my channel with a new video, a new topic. It's always about psychology, but today I'm gonna use it differently because I'm gonna analyze actually two famous characters from extremely famous TV show, which is Gossip Girl. I'm sure every one of you have seen it, girls or guys, and I'm sure every one of you had met a certain Serena and a certain Blair Waldorf. There is a huge hype about these two characters, and there are a million of videos on YouTube speaking about them, fashion style, like all of that. But today I choose psychology, which is my field of expertise and the thing I enjoy the most. Analyze people, even if they are, I wouldn't call them fictional, they are real life characters. I met them in real life, I studied with them. Anyways, so Serena van der Woodson, daddy's issues, Blair Waldorf, mommy's issues. Because everything we have seen in these 6 seasons of these two characters are a result of their childhood trauma. Everyone else actually have met people like them. So we all actually criticized Serena van der Woodson serial dating, the man she always fall for, how she jumps from a man to another, like how she dated the most craziest, stupidest man, and the age of her mom and something like that. And we all seen how Blair Waldorf, she was a bit toxic, she was mean, although actually she had always focused on her career. She always had objectives, goals she wanted to reach, she wanted to attain. But these two things I'm gonna analyze in more details. So actually Serena grew up and not knowing her father, and that actually has led her to make the worst decisions in her dating life, because we have seen actually that she lacks focus. Unlike Blair, she was always focused, always wanted, or knew the university she wanted to attend. She always knew the job she wanted to make. She always knew she wanna make a business. She wanna be a strong female, a powerful woman. She had focus. Serena always lacked focus. Just like on the famous scene when she told her, "You lack focus, you're not gonna make it in the real world." And it's true, Serena never made it in the real world. She doesn't even know what the real world is. And it was never her fault, actually. That's her childhood trauma, because we've seen she couldn't even focus on high school. She didn't care about uni. She took a 1 year off. Why? Just to go and look for her dad, because as a girl she was never feeling completed as a whole human being. And it's always the little child, the little daughter in her that always wanted a father, always wanted a dad. Girls with actually daddy's issues would understand, and they would relate, because she couldn't focus for a reason. She had to find her father. She needed answers. She was seeking responses. She couldn't she didn't bother to find a job, or to hustle in the real world, because she was always distracted. She needed to meet her dad and ask him, "Why did you abandon me?" She was never feeling okay and completed. And that's really, it's not just like a script or a fictional character. This is the real world, girls. Girls who grow up without a father, or who were abandoned, they will always make the wrong decisions on their dating life. They will always lack focus and concentration until they find answers, until she would meet that man to her that would be like a father figure to her. And we've seen it with Serena. We've seen that how she ended up dating a man twice her age. He even had a daughter, and he even dated her mother in the past, which was actually very disturbing. I don't want to discuss that, because to her it's like finding a father. And I met girls in real life, in my life, like that. So from a psychological point of view, it's real. So everyone is hating on Serena, how she didn't accomplish anything. She couldn't. She tried. She cannot compete with Blair. It's a whole different upbringing, a whole different childhood trauma. On the other hand, Blair Waldorf, she had her own mommy's issues, because she always felt abandoned by her mom. And girls, I don't know about guys, but girls who grew up without receiving love, attention from the mother, they would grow up as attention seekers. Now here hating on these people, I feel sorry for them, but I'm analyzing. So Blair Waldorf, it's a real word persona character. Her childhood trauma might not be severe like Serena, but because her mom, she was there, but she was busy with work, she didn't give her the attention she always needed, so she grew up to be an attention seeker, and she is very toxic. I know all the girls on the internet are picking Blair, they like she's the main character, whatever. Honestly, I never liked her. She's extremely toxic, she's mean, she has this attention seeking, she wants to steal so bad from Serena was never attention seeker. It just her lifestyle led her to be like a main character, but she was never character seeker. She never cared, she never did things through a rule book. She was a free spirit, she didn't care what everyone else. I mean, she even took a 1-year break to discover what she really wanted, you know. She didn't follow the rules. Unlike Blair, her life was so programmed. She always wanted to go to Yale. She always wanted to start a fashion business. She always wanted to be with Chuck Bass. Her life was a bit boring. It was always programmed. Blake was more fun to watch and watch her doing mistakes over and over. So I want to ask the girls, like, to whom you relate the most. Tell me in the comments. Me, myself, I related to both. I don't have daddy or mommy's issues. However, I have a bit of toxicity that Blair has, which, like, I'm not an attention seeker, but the way, like, she's a control freak, and she wanna like always keep Serena as a friend, always wanted Serena to be there for her and do things like the way she likes. I had that a bit with my friends. I'm a control freak. I wanna like keep people in my life. I don't want anyone to leave. I want always people like to reply to my messages, don't leave me unseen. And I was so controlling. I wanted to hold on to people, like, and like I expected people to do things the way I wanted. I had that toxicity in me, and which was exhausting to my friends. That's why, like, me, if I have to pick, I would always pick Serena, because Blair was just suffocating to watch, so exhausting, her toxicity, and she's so childish. She's such a childish person. It goes correlated with attention seeker and with mommy's issues and the feeling of being abandoned. So, like, if I have to pick a friend, I would actually pick Serena. She's more calm, her energy is more calm to be around. But I don't like the way she jumped from a man to another. She's such a serial dater. In that area, I would pick Blair. She was like more focused. She never really jumped for a man. She's in a like a receiver mode. That's why she ended up with a prince before Chuck, because she had that attitude. Unlike Serena, who just I relate with Serena with her naivety. She's so naive. That's why she's always scammed by men. All my friends who watch the show, they will be like, you're such a Serena, because I'm like her. I always see the good in men, the good in people. I always believe people, and ended up being fooled or like whatever. Like her, exactly. I would be watching the mistakes she does and the trust she give men and how they end up fooling, scamming her, and I'm like, wow, she's so me. But anyways, I just wanted to share this psychological analysis and like hear the girls' feedback, because I'm on social media. I see like people are always team Blair, and I still don't know why. Maybe because they see her as a main character, like she achieved her goals, she like managed to be with the prince, but maybe they ignored that toxicity about her because she was fun as a person, and they blamed Serena's mistakes on dating. But Serena is a victim of being abandoned by her father, and if anyone relate to any one of them, please share your comments and your feedback. Thank you. Bye.